creative. Hey! So much hair. Oh, sit. Good girl. Okay, looks like we're live. Hey, settle. So I have Pugga, Jabba, and Pixel in the studio today, so maybe a little disruptive. They're a little excited. We had quite a commotion when we left the house today. Fuelon, our little wolf child, is very smart and knows the schedule and the time that we typically leave the house. She showed up at the door and caused chaos. So we have two dogs here. We'll see how it goes. So today is Yoga for Strength. We are going to do a lot of twisting today, a lot of fun. So if you want to throw some music on in the background, put on your favorite beats, might be fun. We're going to try and focus on some letting go. So loosening up, letting go, and trying to have some fun. We're also going to do some strength work and then a nice long resting meditation. So I'm going to try and battle my dog to get down on my mat. We're going to start face down today. Face down in crocodile, so one hand on top of the other, forehead down, all the way flat. If you're not 100% comfortable in that pose, perhaps try child's. We are going to do this pose to notice what comes up. So if you are not comfortable in this pose, come on down and see what you can let go of. That's kind of the purpose of a lot of yoga, that self-inquiry. So come on down to your stomach. So much dog hair. And start to notice what is present. So we begin class by grounding and centering. So start to notice what is present in the body, what's present in the mind, what's present energetically and emotionally. And as you do this self-inquiry, this little check-in, try to let go of the words should and should not. And just experience what is present without self-judgment. Let that inner critic go. And then bring as much focus as you can to the point where your hands are touching your forehead, that center of the forehead point. And as you focus here, see if you can soften the muscles around your face and jaw and shoulders a little more. And start to lengthen the breath. If you have an excessive energy, a little nerves and tension today, as I do, investigate breathing in nice and slow and restricting the breath out. So breathing out really slow through the mouth. So breathe in really slow and breathe out really slow with a slightly engaged mouth. And one of the things you're doing as you engage the muscles around your mouth is you're feeling tension in your face and mouth and jaw, muscular action. Connecting with what it feels to have a little bit of engagement here so that you can start to soften. So let go of your breath, forceful breath, and just go back to your natural breath pattern. And see if you can soften the muscles that we just engaged. Soften the muscles in the face and around the jaw. And then we're going to go into moving and breathing and engaging the back line. So start to fire up all the muscles in the back. Fire up the legs, the back of the legs, the glutes. Bring the hands to wherever they're comfortable balancing. Engage the upper back. And then inhale as you lift the shoulder. Exhale as you lower.
Matching breath with movement. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Think about lifting the shoulders, not the head. And think about making space from the crown of the head to the tailbone. And trying to engage all of the muscles in the back line evenly. So notice if the glutes are firing up more than everything else, the low back firing up more. Try and get everything to engage and cooperate evenly. Maybe begin to lift the toes and the hands. Try to let go of tension in the neck and think about getting longer to the crown of the head. And bring it up to a hover, a comfortable hover. So don't go all the way up till you're straining. Somewhere where you can hold that comfortable breath. Be strong and long. Inhale, and then with an exhale, take an elbow to a hip. Inhale, center, exhale, elbow to hip. Inhale, center, elbow towards the hip. So small controlled movements, feeling that small twisting movement in your back. You can lower the toes. Engage all of the muscles of the back of the legs. Still active whether the toes are up or down, glutes are active. And then bring the toes down, bring the hands back down, crocodile pose. And shimmy the hips. What can you let go of? Lift up a little softer this time, placing the hands down. And we're going to twist and look towards one foot. Let the opposite shoulder drop down. And then back through center and twist and look the other way. So soft this time, just trying to have an internal experience. Feeling your shoulders. Feeling all the ways that your spine and shoulders can move. Starting to really connect with the muscles of the shoulders. Feel what's going on as you move through the range of motion in your shoulders. And bring it back to center. Tuck the toes. Pull the pelvis up out of the ground. And then send the body up, knees down. So hold here. We're going to start to move through the shoulders, so little shoulders and arms. Make space for your wrist, bend the elbows, engage the core. Toes can be tucked or untucked. And we're going to start to take little soft push-ups, tiny push-ups, feeling the backs of our arms, lifting up out of the ground, engaging. And then up to tabletop, just a regular tabletop. We're going to inhale, tabletop. Exhale, send the hips back towards child. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Starting to experience your own body, familiar patterns. Start to feel which way your own body needs to move. And connect with the breath. Bring it back to tabletop. Get really solid in the right arm. So really focus on lifting up out of the right arm. Super engaged in the arm and shoulder. Left hand taps down. We're going to inhale, lift, little twist. Exhale, slowly press that hand back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slow. Slow and controlled, engaging. If you want to really lock your base, you're going to push down. Imagine you're pushing down into your knees and pulling them apart at the same time. We'll fire up the glutes. Make it a little more challenging. For the next two, if you want to pump it up, Take your legs longer. So lift your knees up, hover, and take the twist a little bigger. Lower the left hand down, lower the knees if you lifted them, and child's pose, reset. Set up onto the left side, tabletop. So really focus on getting strong in this left arm. You're not pushing down your weight into this wrist. You're pulling up out of the ground. Lift, lift, lift. Strengthen the entire arm and shoulder. Tap the right hand down. Inhale as you open. And exhale as you slowly draw back. Inhale. Exhale. And then option to take it a little bigger, tucking the toes, hovering the knees, really lifting up out of that left arm. Lower the right arm, lower the knees if you lifted them, and send it back, child's pose. Press the hands down, tuck the toes, down dog, send the hips up and back. And then take any movements that feel good, warming up your down dog. Take the tension out of the neck. Try to soften the jaw a little more. And then find the stillness of down dog. Lift your hips up out of the ground. Connect with your head below your heart. Long, slow breath. Inhale as you slowly lift the right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale as you bring it through, step through low lunge. If you have your blocks, grab your blocks. We're going to inhale forward, exhale, send the right leg towards straight. Having that internal experience, feeling your legs. There's so much dog hair, it's incredible. Inhale forward, exhale back. And again, you can move your hips and your legs slow, experiencing, feeling your own twists and turns and holding patterns. And then set up low lunge. Lift up out of the right leg, super engaged in the left leg. Little lengthen the torso, come up off that right thigh. Left hand down, right hand inhale up, exhale down. Twist it open. Inhale up, exhale down. Try to lock your base. Bring it back down, low lunge. We're gonna bring the left foot in a little bit and we're gonna bend the knee and then send the heel back, really feeling the back of the left leg. So take some of the stress, the weight out of the right leg and just feel left leg, back of the leg. And then frame out the front foot. Right foot meets left, high plank. And then straight back down dog. Connect with your breath. Take the tension out of the jaw and the neck. Let the tongue go. Find the breath. Inhale as you slowly lift the left leg high. Exhale as you bend the knees, step through, low lunge. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Land on the left leg, nice and strong. Set up for your low lunge. Mindfully gripping in the toes. Pull up out of the ground with that left leg. Engaged core, right hand stays down. Inhale, lift and twist the left arm. Exhale, bring it down, slow and controlled. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Bring it back down to low lunge. Step the back foot in a little. Bend the knee and then send the heel back, just feeling, connecting with the back of the leg on the right side. Frame out the front foot. Left foot meets right, high plank. This time lower the knees. Bend the elbows and engage and lift up out of the wrists. Arms strong and active. Long in the spine, core active. Little tiny push-ups here. Really strong. Engaged. Look for buckling in joints. Make the movement smaller if you can handle. If you're buckling in joints, you need to take it smaller. And then send the hips back, child's pose, reset. What can you let go of? Down dog. Breathe. Bend the knees and engage the stomach. Lift the right heel towards the glute, and we're going to lift the right knee out to the side and then back. Taking whatever movement feels good, just feeling the hip. Starting to connect with the muscles of the hip. Maybe you want to bring the knee back. Having your own internal experience of where the knee needs to move, of how the hip feels, what you might like to let go of or build strength around. Lower the right foot, lift the left heel towards the glute, left knee out and in. Then bring the left foot to meet the right. Bend both knees and make your way up towards your hands. Forward fold. Bring your torso to your thighs and then let the tension go in the head and neck. Let go of the jaw. Connect with your breath. And then inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, purr to heart. Connect with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale, purr to heart. Bring your prayer to heart. Center, feel your feet on the ground. Let go of gripping in the toes. Gripping around the knees and ankles and hips and low back. Soften the shoulders and face, maybe even close your eyes and find your breath. We're going to connect with our breath again, moving into the muscles of the feet and legs. So inhale, lift up the heels, knees a little bent. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up the heels, arms overhead. Exhale, prayer to heart. Not worrying so much about how high the heels are lifting, but worrying about connecting with all of the muscles of the legs. Inhale, lift, find the feet, find your balance. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Come back to mountain pose. Take your feet a little bit wider. We're going to do a movement, a little twisting. We're beginning your twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, take right leg, pass left, and let the right arm cross the body. Inhale, center. Left arm behind, left leg behind, right leg, twist. Inhale, exhale. Nice and slow. Start to bring it lower and lower as you get the hang of the movement. Start to make it a little more flowy. Not so much muscle tightness and gripping with this one. Inhale, lift, lengthen, exhale, twist and move and flow. Bring it back through center. Exhale, heart to heart, step it in, mountain pose. We're going to start to think about the twist. So we're thinking about the dance move, twisting dance move. We're going to use those muscles. So we're going to start simple. Bring a bend into the knees and start to fire up all of the muscles of the legs, muscles of the stomach. We're going to bring the ball, the right foot to the ball of the foot. And we're going to bring our arms out. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Let the knee come to the left, body come to the right. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Lower the hips as you move. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. So feeling and connecting with the muscles of the legs, mindful of the knees. Hold it, and then bring it back to center. Lower the right foot. Take a little pedal of the feet. And then set up for the other side. So right foot down, left foot a little bit on the ball of the foot. Bend into the knees. Find the legs. Engage the core. Inhale, open. Exhale, torso goes to the left, knees go to the right. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. So as you're moving, having an internal experience, maybe your arms need to be bent. Maybe you just want to put your hands on your hips. Maybe you need to move less in the knees. Maybe you have something going on with the knees and you just want to twist the torso. Have your own experience. I am not there to know what is going on in your body, and even if we were in person, I don't know all of the things that are happening in your own body. Take control. Be your own boss. Tap it out. Pedal it out. Connect with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale. Heart to heart. Center, maybe even close the eyes. Feel your prayer touching your sternum, your heart center. Ungrip the toes, the face, the shoulders. And we're going to go back to our twist. So, option to repeat what we just did, or if you would like to pump it up a little and you feel like you have strong supporter muscles for the knees and the ankles, you're going to lift the heels just a little. And you're going to be not gripping tight in your legs, but engaged. Your legs are engaged. Think about when we do the twist move. We move pretty freely. We use these muscles, we connect with them. We move with the music, but the next day you might feel it. So we're going to connect with those muscles and move. Lifting the heels. And inhale, center. Your arms can be out, they can be bent, they can be on your hips. Take them out of the game. We're going to think about twisting. So knees go one direction, body goes the other. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Woo. Challenge your balance. If you're twisting and repeating the way we were, switch legs. Keep with it. If you're staying with your heels lifted, maybe see if you can twist them a little more, lower the hips a little more. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Bring it back to center. Connect with the breath. Bring your prayer to your heart. And think about letting go. So, we're not in a studio full of people. You are probably at home in your own space, so let go. So have a moment where you're either just twisting, letting go, or maybe you have the music pumped up and you're really gonna just do some moves, let go. Imagine that you're a little kid just learning to do the twist. Let go. Take it funky. Maybe do some Pulp Fiction moves. Let go. And if I can do this on video, anyone can do it. And then bring it back to center. Connect with your breath. Connect with your prayer at your heart center. And connect with your feet. So feet do a lot of work. Start to lift the toes, spread the toes. Start to feel the muscles of the feet. Push the toes in and grip the ground intentionally. Notice how that feels. Notice what else it might pull in the body. Look for your compensation patterns. Lift the toes. Grip the toes. Notice knees. Notice low back. Lift the toes. Grip the toes. And then let the toes be soft. And slowly and mindfully roll your weight onto the right edges of your feet. And then the left edges of the feet. Hands can come to hips if you're more comfortable. Looking at your feet, where your vision goes, your attention often goes. So maybe looking at the muscles of the feet and the knees and the ankles as we move our weight. And then taking our step a lot wider. So feet wide. If you have a block handy, we're going to use your block in the center. Start to engage before you come down. So imagine you're pulling the mat apart with your feet without letting them move. Feet are engaged, toes are not gripping. Get really long in the spine. And come on down so that your torso is in line with the hips. Maybe use your block. So as you land, we're going to start to twist in the hips just a little.
So we're going to take our hips a little bit over to the right, feel it in the left inner thigh. A little bit over to the left, feel it in the right inner thigh. So start to move, have your own experience, small controlled movement. Mindful of tension you're keeping in the neck, especially if you're looking up at the screen. Take lots of breaks. Check in with your neck often. Maybe every now and then take the time to rest your head on an arm. And then find the place where you can be comfortable. So you can hold this nice and strong. Legs are fully engaged. You can hold on to the block. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you bring your hand down. Inhale as you open. Locking your base, so we're twisting in the core. If you want to take this really challenging, you're going to inhale as you open. Exhale as you bring it into center. Using your arms to make your torso heavier. Arms out, shoulder height. Legs locked. Feel the muscles in the legs. Feel the muscles in the glutes. If you're not feeling the glutes, pull your feet apart more. Feel the glutes. Bring it back to center. If you have the block, hold the block. If you don't, bend the knees and find the ground. And then start to bend the knees one at a time, moving through the legs nice and slow. Lifting a heel, bending a knee. Feeling the legs. Letting the hips move as they feel they should. Taking away the restrictive movement and the gripping around the hips and just having that internal experience. And then you're going to bring your feet a little bit closer together. You're going to send the hips slowly down. So as slow as you can go, moving slowly left and right, feeling your legs. And we're all, where are we going? Malasana. Feel free to place the block underneath your hips. So once you're here, set up. Pull up out of the ground. And if you want to have that experience of pushing in your arms into your legs, push your legs back into your arms. So rather than yanking your hips open, engage and push back. Have that push-pull. Feel that difference. Find your breath. Maybe even close the eyes. Let go of the gripping in the feet. Nice, long spine. Imagine a string from the crown of your head, pulling your head, making you longer. And then release the block and come to a seat. So you have the block. You're going to keep it in front of you. We're going to make use of it. Get to a comfortable seated position. If you need to place something underneath the hips, go ahead. If you need to sit on a chair, go ahead. Make use of the things that we have available. Get really long in the spine. We're going to continue with our twisting theme. So if you have the block, you're going to hold it. If you don't, you're going to imagine you're going to hold it. Get really long in the spine and engage all the muscles at the front line. So really strong in the front. We're going to inhale as we lift. Exhale as we twist past the knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Engaging, grabbing that block, pushing into the block. So looking for compensation patterns here. Notice if you push into a hip or a knee or an ankle to try and force a little more twist. Ask yourself the question, who am I competing with? And then make the movement smaller and think about the muscles in the core. So If you're really struggling with having this movement stay in the core, you got your back fired up, you got your hips doing something, you got your feet doing something, take it smaller, grab the muscles. So take your fingertips, push them into your stomach, and then just twist. Inhale, center, exhale, twist, reminding your body which muscles we're looking to fire up right now. And then bring it back. If you're on a chair, come on down to a seat on the ground with your legs open. You could actually do this on a seat too, if you want. You're gonna turn and you're gonna look at the left leg. Note, the closer your legs are, the easier this is going to be, and the less you're gonna take this into your low back. So, don't go all the way wide. It'll be impossible. Turn and look at your left leg. Engage all the muscles of the left leg. Watch for this. Watch for your compensation patterns of your low back doing all the work. Try to stay up nice and tall. And then lift and hover the left leg. See mine shaking already? So this muscle group we use every day, walking around. We use, for some reason, they're not as strong as we think they are. When we try to just use them only, the leg tends to shake. Bring it down, shimmy the legs, let go. Turn and look at the right. Lift and hover the right leg. Hold, see if you can take the gripping out of your hands. See if you can come up a little taller out of the low back. Get it in the leg. Breathe. And then let it go. Shake it out. Take your feet all the way out and feel the muscles of the feet. So pull the toes up, feel the muscles of the feet, feel the muscles of the legs, and then take your feet all the way in, all the way out, and all the way in. Come on down to your back and take your time to get there. Imagine that you're like me and you're trying not to wake the puppies as you come to the ground. Come down slow. Begin to turn your focus deeply inside. Begin to feel what is different. So how did you start? How do you feel now? Physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. Just notice. Bring the knees in. Give yourself a little hug. And then we're not quite done yet. So, land the hips on the ground. Make sure you land the rib cage on the ground. Not so much the low back. So think about pressing the hips into the ground and press the rib cage into the ground and fire up the entire core. So again, use those fingertips. Find the muscles, engage, bring the knees above the hips. Bring the ankles in line with the knees. Engage, engage, engage. So imagine you're pushing through the balls of your feet. You're squeezing your knees together without letting them move, and you're also engaging to try and pull them apart. So see if you can find as many muscles as you can in your legs. Arms can be down on the ground with hands up, pressing the back of the arms down. Now look for your compensation patterns. Make sure your neck is not gripping, your face is not gripping, core is active. And then staying with the twisting theme, we're going to take our knees a teeny bit over to the right, back through center, teeny bit over to the left. So engage tight in the core. Inhale, center. Exhale as you twist. The smaller the movement, the harder you have to work. The smaller and slower, the harder you have to work to retain control. Breathe. Don't just flop around and use gravity and motion. Use your muscles. Find your muscles. Connect with the core as if you're bringing out all of the tension in your core. And then bring your knees in. Reset.
Take your feet as far away from you as possible. So really stretch your feet away. Maybe inch your heels a little bit more on the mat. Arms up overhead and reach as long as you possibly can. Point the toes, flex the feet. Have your own experience, just lengthening the front line. Take a really deep inhale and exhale, sigh it out of the mouth. Then slide your feet over to the right and your torso, your upper body over to the right, making a big banana on the ground. Opening up left side body. Send your breath in between each rib. Slowly bring the feet over to the left and then the upper torso over to the left. Open up right side body. Bring your torso back to neutral. Feet on the ground, knees up. And take your knees all the way over to the right. Let the left knee in particular feel heavy. Maybe a little length in the front of the thigh. Little opening. You can let this left hip pop up off the ground. And then slowly bring the knees back through center and let the knees both come to the left. And let that right leg be super heavy. Bring the knees back through center. Cross the right knee over the left. Bring the knees to the chest. Heels towards opposite shoulders. Slowly unravel and switch left knee over right, knees in, feet to opposite shoulders. Bring your feet up to the ceiling. Look at your feet. Take some circles. Generally just connecting with loosening tension in the feet and ankles. Connecting with the feet above the heart. So we focus today, bring your knees in, give yourself a little hug, rock it if it feels good. We focus today on twisting. I'm burning up things in the core, maybe getting some strength, maybe reducing some tension. Sometimes when we strengthen the core muscles, we can release some tension in some of our holding patterns, perhaps in the hips or the low back, maybe in the shoulders. So we're gonna think about all the tension we built up by doing all that muscular work, and we're gonna think about releasing it and letting it go. So women especially often think about holding their torso tight, holding their muscles tight. We shouldn't let anything wobble and be natural. This is not that moment. You want everything to wobble like it's a bowl of jelly. Kick the legs and let the muscles of the legs loosen and soften. And if you really want to let go, take the arms out, full tantrum pose. Let the arms shake, loosen, soften. Let everything move and let go. Bring the feet down. Let the feet land on the ground. Everything's soft. So wherever your feet, make your low back and glutes comfortable. Try not to bring them so tight you're pushing tension into your knees or so far away that you're pulling on your low back. We're going to let our hips move. So really thinking about our hips, that fight or fight muscle group, we're going to try and let them go. So 2 things you can do. You can just pump the hips as if you're trying to lift them about 2 sheets of paper off the ground and then let them drop down. Or you can take your feet left and right, your hips left and right, and let everything wobble and loosen and soften. So trying to let go, trying to loosen as much as you possibly can. Imagine that you're letting all of the stress and the tension that builds up over your day out of your body right now. Maybe the stress that's been building up over the last few months. Imagine you're finding it and you're just letting it go, letting it leave the body. Take a deep inhale, and with the exhale, let the body land and notice where it lands. Maybe the knees fall open. Maybe they fall in towards each other. Just notice. Notice if one side seems to be gripping more than the other. Maybe one knee goes in one direction more than the other. Just notice. Let your body tell you where your holding patterns are. And rather than trying to understand them, just let the brain know where it is. And let the brain begin the work in the background to let it go. Start to land the shoulders more onto the ground. Get the knees and hips comfortable. So super, super comfortable. We're going to focus a little on releasing some tension in around the neck and jaw. So get the shoulders onto the ground. Whatever you need to do with your hands, maybe the palms are up and the elbows are bent. Shoulders on the ground. Let them find the ground. Let the rib cage find the ground. And then chin to the ceiling, press the back of the head a little bit into the ground. So as you press the head into the ground, notice which muscles in your neck fire up. So don't strain, just press to find the muscles and feel them. Connect with those muscles. Take a deep inhale, and with the exhale, soften. Let everything be soft. Try and really connect with those muscles we just fired up. See if you can soften them a little more. And then bring any palm to the forehead. Just connect with a little connection of your hand on your forehead at first. And then press your forehead into your hand without letting anything move. So just to connect with whatever muscles in your neck would make your head come up off the ground. So connect with them without letting your head move. Do not strain, just find the muscles and connect. See what it feels like to have tension in these muscles. And then take a deep inhale, and with the exhale, let it go. Maybe sway the chin side to side to really connect with loosening the muscles in the neck. And then we're going to think about the jaw. So chin to the ceiling. Try not to force your neck down to the ground. It's a common thing people do when they find themselves on the ground. They want to push their neck down. So get your chin to the ceiling. Natural curve in your neck. Soft neck muscles. Chin. Take it all the way to the ceiling. So engage the muscles that move your lower jaw and push your chin up. Engage, engage, engage. Push a little more. And then pull your chin as far back down to the ground as you can with active muscles. Push your chin all the way towards your knees. So open your mouth nice and wide. And bring your chin, so you're bringing your lower teeth above your upper teeth if you can, or towards that direction. And then bring your chin back to neutral and grit your teeth. So really engage your jaw muscles. Bring tension to the face so you know what it feels like. Find those muscles that make the teeth grit. Notice what happens in your body. So as soon as I gritted my teeth, my hands came to fists. So notice that. This is a practice of self-inquiry. Notice what happens when you bring tension into your jaw. Tight, tight, tight. Take a deep breath. And with the exhale, let everything go. Notice any energy moving in the muscles. Maybe there's some tingling. Maybe there's a little more softness. Notice. Connect with the breath. Imagine with every fresh breath, you're breathing in fresh to all the muscles of the face and neck. And with every exhale, you're releasing the tension from this space. Breathing in fresh and releasing out tension with every exhale. Begin to think about where your body would like to be for your final resting pose. Maybe you'd like to prop up and put something under your knees or your feet up on a chair. If you are 100% comfortable in the low back and the back of the legs and you want to move slowly as if not waking up a baby, your body into full corpse pose, go ahead. Notice there are no prizes. There's no best yogi award for doing what you think somebody else says has to happen. Choose a resting pose that is most likely to release as much tension as possible in all of the physical body. When we release the tension in the physical body, it is easier for us to begin to release the tension in the mind. So begin to let go. I pulled a card today from our unicorn cards. Ups and downs. I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it. Yes, the ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they're also what make things fun and interesting. And when you look back, even puking on yourself makes for a good story. So I thought that was a rather appropriate card for me to pull today. Riding the ups and downs, especially of late, can feel a lot like a roller coaster ride. So rather than trying to whitewash that with only positive, begin to sit with it, know what it is, know that it's there. Know, as in I noticed, the gripping in my jaw brings gripping to my hands, and then it begins to pile up and bring more gripping throughout my physical body. So begin to get aware and familiar with what happens when you're feeling those ups and downs, when you're forcing and restricting yourself against that flow of life. And begin to release it into the ground. Begin to connect again with breathing in fresh and releasing out things no longer needed. Breathe in fresh. Exhale and release whatever is held. Give yourself permission to soften into the ground. Perhaps even taking the time to say to yourself right here in this moment, all of my needs are met. I can soften, I can take a break. gently and slowly draw your focus inward, becoming so soft and so still. And perhaps you can locate the sound of your own heartbeat. If you're in a fabulous resting state, you want to tune me out for a little bit, go ahead. Take as much time as you need in your resting pose. Begin to soften back into the room and the physical body just a little bit. Try not to become too aware if you're following along. And bring a hand to the torso. I'm slowly bringing another hand to the torso, just underneath. So find a comfortable place to place your hands on the torso. A place where you're not bringing in more tension to the shoulders, but you can connect with your hands on your torso. Connect to the warmth of your hands. Connect to the rise and fall of your breath. Connect to the place where we feel our emotions. And as if you are connecting to the concept of giving yourself a gentle hug. Connect to the concept of being present for your emotions and whatever you are feeling. The way you would for a dear friend who might be struggling. Be present, be compassionate, be warm, and be patient for a few breaths. Imagine that our practice stirred up, moved around some stuff, and whatever is held and is ready to be processed is right here. And with a little warmth and comfort, it'll come to the surface and pass on through. And then taking your time, roll on over to a fetal position on whatever side is calling to you. Begin to connect with the pose. Focusing inward and finding your center, as if looking to recharge and plug in. Peel back all the layers of judgment, let go of that inner critic, let go of the experiences, the mind, the labels, and look within to the bliss center. Connect to your little light shining brightly. And then imagine as you come on up to a seated position, you're coming up a little bit lighter. A little bit less weight on your shoulders. A little bit less tension. And then bring your hands to prayer heart space. And connect with this gesture of bringing your left and right sides to meet in front of your heart, as if accepting yourself as whole and complete, precisely as you are. May we all release what is held and feel a little love, kindness, and compassion for ourselves so that we may extend it out to each other. Thank you for joining us.